plenty of mobility for these guys. Depending on spawns, maybe someone wants to try and ninja one, but because there's got a ranger to go against, I'd be very surprised if one of the players doesn't get a major item. But you get sometimes those weird spawns where you're like, oh, should I go and get the LG first and the light armor? Then I'll go over to the mega. And by the time there, someone's already pinched the heavy, teleported up to the mega. They might have no weapons, but they're going to run away over to the rail room or something like that. Hey, Maestro. Hey, that's an unfair bet.
Yeah, loses every time you win.
Clearly
don't waste your points.
Win every time with that bet. Clearly. Alright, let's get into the game. It is CNZ versus Nitrino. And let's see, who are we going to end up on first? We are going to be on Nitrino to start with. He's getting the mega spawn is what I'm trying to say, okay? I got there.
Okay, so looking at these guys, you're running around, you're picking up a little bit of damage early on. Actually, the rocket flight gonna go in straight away. Orb goes through. Nitrino's getting the damage done. This is looking a little bit awkward for CNZ, but he manages to return the damage very quickly with 2 nice rockets. And 1-0 just like that. We started off well. Mega's about to come up. He's able to jump over and grab that. Just wants to hunt down a little bit more damage before he does so. Oh no, he wants to go for the fight completely. Mega was right behind him.
But he had no rockets. He like clicked his rockets and he still went through the teleporter with the rockets out. CNZ's rushing forward with the nails and he's not going to hit a whole lot. I feel like there was so much potential with that start and he threw it away.
Yeah,
there was like
again, when he respawned there, he was right beside the mega. Like, 1 step away. It wouldn't have cost him that much time to just pick it up and then go for the fight. Oh, really nice orb.
Ouch. That's like 2 really good orbs that CNZ landed now. Like the first one was right after Nitrino had missed a whole bunch of rockets. But he's still going to get caught out. The orbs right now are serving CNZ so well, but nothing else really is.
Oh, God. Well, Nitrino just tears him apart. Quick rockets connected. CNZ's playing this. He's so aggressive right now. And I'm sure if he's landing 1 more rocket, Nitrino could be in a lot of trouble, but he's got all the weapons to work with. He's now got the control even further. He should have heavy here. And 2 seconds left. CNZ's not even going to be nearly able to compete with it. So yeah, Nitrino picks up the heavy. Doesn't get too much boost because he had no stack of armor to work with in the first place. But like, again, the weaponry just in his favor. All you have to work with here for CNZ was the rockets. Now he's got a rail as well, so a little bit more long-range capability, and picked up the Mega 2.
Yeah, he got
the rail flights going down.
Ooh, that little circle jump that Nitrino did is harder than it looks, to be honest. The Nitrino is also one of those guys where if he's playing really loosey-goosey, he manages to hit some of the most absurd shots ever. If he gets stressed in a game, then you see that fall apart a little bit, but at the moment, it looks like he's feeling really, really good. Landing good rockets. After the first fight, it seems to all be playing off much, much better for him. And he is just stringing it together. This doesn't feel like the last game that we watched. This feels a lot more one-sided. Oh my god, he hits the mid-air as he gets bounced up. That was disgusting.
No, right now, it's kind of a combination of 2 things, right? Like, Nitrino has so much control over the items, over the stacks as well. He's not hitting the shots here, though. And that's cost him dearly. I mean, he had nearly double the stack of CNZ going into that fight, and yet still falls behind in terms of armor. The health was the same. Yeah, and falls behind. And I mean, hell, just abandon the rockets, abandon the LGs. They haven't been going too well for CNZ. Just use the E, the power of the E.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Look at this. The power of the E, unfortunately, is with Nitrino as well. He's up there. He's high on points as he's now 9-3 in the lead.
Plenty of points. Points have been prizes as well. Oh, there we go. Seems that showing his back. You got to be expecting angles like this. And this is what feels a little bit unprepared. I don't know how much time CNZ's been putting into his game lately. Nitrino is one of the players who I think has been a bit more active in the duels on round limit and time limit. Oh, and even the pummel out. That just feels bad.
Yeah, that's actually the first one I've seen. We didn't catch any of those in NA, and I think just like look at CNZ. He wants to just run for every single fight. He's snowballing his opponents so heavily. Like he's trying to use the initial shotgun to take these fights up against a player that has a stack of health, and the armor sure isn't there right now. But okay, again, just the power of the E. It's working out perfectly. Swaps position, comes up behind him, and wins at that fight. It seems like that's That's the real power, the power play here. CNZ, run at your opponent with... Okay, never mind. With the E up, but he takes the rail. I was waiting for it. Doesn't win those fights, though.
I was expecting CNZ to continue making a bit of a comeback just then. But it still feels really one-sided, even though I feel that if they were meeting in a tournament last year or on LAN, I'd be like, yeah, CNZ's gonna win this. He just seems distinctly unready for the level of aim that Nitrino's wielding right now. Good little combo though. A couple more of those. Even though Nitrino was hitting virtually 100% LG, it felt like, there might be a chance for CNZ to stabilize his control a bit. The rail hits. Is he gonna... Nitrino going to keep pushing forward. Rockets! Oh, they are landing. CNZ's not going to be able to get over to that mega health easily, and it looks like actually... Oh no, CNZ does get the spawn for it. We're switched over to Nitrino's point of view.
And CN picks it up. He's going to run after with the rockets in play. This is a little bit awkward again, just missing those rockets, and I can't help but feel if the LG was out there, he'd have a much better chance. Nitrino was pretty low on stack as well. I'm bailing out of here, even though CNZ's just come back up. Nitrino has no control over these items. You can definitely see him winning at these fights. Great rocket in a second, followed through. Shotgun to finish it off. And really well played. He's still pretty high on every stack as well.
Yeah, he's not looking terrible.
Abandons the mega, which was a little bit scary. Misses the rocket jump too, but eventually he'll get there in time.
Okay, we've got a change of places for a second, but CNZ really needs to stabilize on this heavy. He can't take damage. If he takes a rail now, this is so bad. Oh god, this is horrible. He does get the heavy on. Nitrino still holds an angle, and he'll finish the job. Even he could have just switched over to any other weapon. Again, machine gun or something like that. 1 or 2 bullets. Your life is so much less complicated. It seems like
these rail fights have historically not been CNZ's forte. Nitrino picks up the mega. Heavy's just about to spawn up as well, so the next fight probably going to be over here. And yes, indeedy. But Nitrino's not in a great spot. I mean, look, he's got the high ground here coming around, but only the tiniest bit of extra health. Whereas CNZ sees so much more benefit from picking up the heavy.
He needs everything. And Nitrino knows he needs to stabilize control, so even if he does lose out on the frag, Nitrino's going to be super aggressive anyway. And it's very... I always feel like that's kind of his pub stomping technique. When I play against Nitrino, he's just super, super aggressive. Like, the most aggressive player you'll ever see. But he is kind of converting it fairly well in this game too. And maybe it's got to the point that Duel now is like, well, I've got a huge advantage. Let's try to not throw it away.
Nitrino's at least evaded him for a second, but the problem is that gives over control of the stack to CNZ, who's picked up the heavy now. Coming around, E is all that you need. The E getting CNZ high on points as well, but he's still quite far behind. It's not ideal.
Is the E like your strafe to room knowledge, or what's this about? Or am I bringing out stats that you weren't ready to bring out yet?
No, yeah, you're revealing all my tactics. Come on.
Sorry.
We gotta keep them wanting more. We'll talk about the... Well, look, I'll say it is something that I do like. CNZ's got pretty good strafe to room ratio, but outside of that, you know, Nitrino's winning every aspect of this game. Late on, it's the E in the strafe to room ratio. Look at that, strafing around the room, E-ing him up. But in the end of the day, the rail comes through, and that's 19-9. It's kind of hard to see a way back in unless Nitrino just stands still and gets E to high heaven, but even still. Rockets connecting. And when you stand in a corner up against a close range as well, against a guy with a rocket, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So finally, he gets a reward for charging with the spawn shotgun.
What would you say is Nitrino's strafe to room ratio at the moment? 4?
He's got to be... No. He's on a solid, like... By my calculations, like my estimates, like 3.76, I think, roughly. Which is good. I mean, that's what you want to be rolling with. These are big rooms, you got to remember, so...
Wait, is a high number good or a low number good?
Wouldn't you
like low number, surely. Yeah, it'd be a low number, right? Because you want as few strafes, surely, per room. I mean, I'm taking something that's for me to means nothing and trying to make sense of it. So.
I think it's better if it just means nothing, to be honest.
Probably right.
That's the true analytical technique.
Yes.
Throw statistics out there that mean nothing, and Bob's your uncle.
Well, that's how you're making a career, right?
Exactly. I'm just like, he has 10 kills. That's, I don't know. He has 10 kills. So
it's more than 9. That's
my job done.
Yeah. Well, a minute
left.
I
really like that. He went through the TP, dropped an orb before he did, and then just bailed out of there. It's almost disrespectful to CNZ. Just being like, Oh, you're gonna get me? No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm on the other side of the map.
CNZ, he's trying to get something done at the moment, but Nitrino's plenty of time left. He's playing with his acrobatics. He's done his cardio. Right. His ranger's doing great things, and he's even picking off one another, keeping this 10-point separation in this game. CNZ will get one of the starting, but it's too little, too late at this stage.
Yeah. He's consistently been trying to blow from below. Whenever he's got the low ground, he's coming in with the rockets, trying to get that damage done, but it's not really working for him. He needs to take a little bit of high ground in these fights, I feel, in general. And obviously, it's pretty much over already. You got to kind of call TOD. You're looking at eight kills in 10 seconds, and although he's hitting some nice rails, it's well, he was hitting some nice rails. It's not looking too likely. He's trying to get the melee in just to really add insult to injury in the last second.
Nitrino calling GG 10 seconds early as well. Like, it's over, CNZ. Just call it. Why won't you? 49 LG from Nitrino. That's pretty dirty from him. 6k to 5k. Control was even, ever so slightly in favor of CNZ. We could tell he wasn't able to do quite so much with that control. My expert analysis too. I'm sure we could go deeper, but I won't. Nitrino. Let's me pick his number. He wins. 67% of you were correct in this. You will get points. We need to figure out what next game we go to.